It's midnight here in Cover. Time for a look at our panorama of comprehensive events. I'm Nermin Nazim. First, we'll have a look at the main headlines. President Sisi inaugurates a number of new housing projects. UN urges ceasefire in Yemen's Ma'rib for safe passage. Russia and China continue joint naval drills. Welcome back. Those were the main headlines. No more details. President Fattah al-Sisi inaugurated on Saturday a number of new housing projects in Greater Cairo as part of the government's ongoing efforts to afford residents of unsafe areas with alternative housing units and planned safe residencies. Details.
President Abdel Fattah al-Sisi called on all to cooperate to protect agricultural lands and stop violations and unplanned building on them. Commenting on remarks of the head of the Armed Forces Engineering Authority, Lieutenant General Ihab al-Far, while inaugurating alternative housing units projects for residents of unsafe areas in the 6th of October city on Saturday, President al-Sisi warned that Egypt is losing more useful agricultural lands because of building violations, calling for capitalizing on desert lands, which represent nearly 90% of the total area of Egypt. The head of state underscored the necessity of raising public awareness about the issue, stressing that the state is not the only body responsible for stopping unplanned building on agricultural lands. The president termed the issue as an issue of a state, urging media outlets to share a comprehensive and future vision on it and not to talk only about the state's negligence while covering this issue. President Sisi also underlines that the projects are carried out at a high cost, with the objective of making a clear-cut change in the lives of the citizens. Sisi called on all, whether the state, citizens or media, people or thinkers and intellectuals, to focus on these joint projects that are being implemented nationwide, asserting the fact that they were all fulfilled by Egyptian hands and funds.
Chairman of the Armed Forces Engineering Authority, Ihab al-Far, said alternative housing units projects for residents of unsafe areas are part of a comprehensive and sustainable development plan, according to Egypt Vision 2030. During the inauguration of a number of alternative housing units projects in the 6th of October city in Giza Governorate, al-Far gave a presentation on the progress made in implementing various stages in the Ahalina, Our People housing project, which is carried out by the Armed Forces Engineering Authority. He said that the newly inaugurated housing units in the Ahalina second phase includes 34 residential blocks in Salam City, east of Cairo, adding that the phase extends over an area of 15 fedans and costs about 1.1 billion Egyptian pounds. Al-Far explained that the authority is overseeing the construction of 3,200 residential units in Greater Cairo area to serve unsafe residents as part of the Ahalina 3. Meanwhile, Ahalina 4 will include 3,700 residential buildings on a total of 45 fedans, while Ahalina 5 is set to start next month and will include 3 new areas. Prime Minister Mustafa Madbouli said on Saturday that President Fattah al-Sisi has given clear directives to offer full support for Tunisian people, particularly during the current critical stage they are facing. The Premier's remarks came during his phone call with Tunisian Prime Minister Nagla Bouden, where he congratulated her on taking over as the first Arab female in such post. For her part, Bouden thanked President Sisi for his continuous support for Tunisia, expressing hope to accelerate the convention of the next session meetings of the Higher Joint Committee to discuss means of boosting bilateral relations in all fields. The Saudi-led coalition supporting Yemen's government said Saturday it had killed 160 Houthi militants in strikes south of the strategic city of Ma'rib, where loyalists say rebels have made advances. The coalition said they carried out 32 strikes in the Abdea, where over the past 24 hours, adding that 11 military vehicles were destroyed and more than 160 terrorist elements eliminated. The coalition has said that since Monday, more than 700 Iran-backed militants have been killed in airstrikes in the battle for Ma'rib. Yemeni Information Minister Muammar al-Ariani, meanwhile, accused the militants of targeting residential areas. Syrian government shelling of a rebel-held town near the border with Turkey on Saturday killed 4 people and wounded more than a dozen. The shelling of the town of Sarmada comes amid increasing tensions in the last rebel stronghold in the Syrian northwest, where a truce reached in March last year has been repeatedly violated in recent weeks. In other developments, a roadside bomb hit a Turkish military